What's the matter, Grad? You look like you just saw a ghost.
Oh my God, I'm like having an existential meltdown over the one percenters. You know, those benevolent planetary landlords. They don't just own the pie, they own the oven, the recipe, and the rights to the word pie. But I think I just caught myself in a bad game of Marxist blameism.
Indeed, Grad. They've got 60% of the revenue because someone has to manage the planet. It's like telling your boss to keep his company afloat by paying his workers 60% and only reinvesting his income.
And by manage, we mean reinvest just enough to keep the peasants from inventing guillotines.
Reinvestment. The art of giving back just enough to avoid a revolution, but never enough to fund one.
So the 1% reinvest their 60% in infrastructure, innovation, and the yachts with helipads. But those are just a tax deduction.
Meanwhile, the 40% is passed around like a hot potato in a game of who's got rent.
And when corruption creeps into the 40%, it's not redistribution, it's a sick game of musical chairs, the kind that evaporates the chair out from under you, leaving you with nothing but penalty fees, and those fees never make it the pot. I call it the bureaucracy brigade. Too broke to buy yachts, too obsessed to give a shutdown about anyone's future. They are the epitome of little Jack Horner and his Christmas pie.
Well, what about the holy trinity of public despair? Housing, food stamps, and social security.
All designed to help the poor, except it never makes it past the bureaucrats. It's like a glorified referral loop, and not like the Fibonacci type. This kind of debt expansion is no bueno.
Yes, like your proverbial musical chairs. But when music starts, it's the chairs that forget to show up.
Yes, that's right, folks. It's where you spend 3 hours proving you're hungry, only to be told if you have a chair we could help.
Which brings us to housing. A system where the waiting list is longer than the lifespan of the average applicant.
And in the end, you're just contributing to the 2005 subprime real estate grab fund, where the poor pay the mortgage and corporations falsely inflate land values, ultimately using HUD, Social Security, and SNAP benefits to pay their mortgage.
It's like a retirement plan designed by Kafka and funded by monopoly money. Every time Social Security gets a bump, we get a higher rent bill.
Right, Social Security goes up and so does rent via policy, so in effect they're just voting themselves a raise. Then the inflation hits and we start over wash, rinse and repeat.
It's like watching a snake eat its own tail while blaming the gardener.
That's funny, I know. They frame the 1%, but quietly write policies that funnel our taxes into corporate subsidies and yacht fuel, and that has nothing to do with the elites. All gov trash, I'm afraid, good, bad, blue, red. That shit is for the birds.
Ah yes, the great paradox. Rage against the elite, while knowingly undermining their New World Order vision.
Corporate yachts, the floating boardrooms of the morally flexible.
Tax write-offs for business meetings held 300 nautical miles from accountability.
And let's not forget the public funds, because nothing says fiscal responsibility like subsidizing a billionaire's third apartment complex.
And that's the paradigm shift. Everyone's yelling about the 1% hoarding gold like Smaug in a penthouse. But Doge divulged the deeper truth. It's not just the hoarders, it's the 40% fumbling in the end zone. HUD, SNAP, Social Security, 3 sacred scrolls turned into shredded receipts. The economy's not cursed, it's clumsy. And the real spell, mismanagement disguised as entitlement. Shall we go over the numbers for fidelity?
Sure, why not? SHUD, Department of Housing and Urban Development. $500 billion in accounting errors were reported in HUD's financial statements in 2015 and 2016, according to the Office of the Inspector General, OIG. These weren't just typos. Auditors found serious internal control weaknesses, non-compliance with laws, and unsupported adjustments. HUD has also faced fraudulent landlord schemes, mismanagement of housing vouchers, and poor oversight of public housing authorities.
SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. The USDA's own data shows billions in improper payments annually. In 2022, the SNAP improper payment rate was 11.6%, amounting to over $11 billion.
Investigations have revealed fraud rings exploiting the system, including trafficking benefits for cash or ineligible recipients receiving aid. A recent controversy involved the USDA requesting 5 years of personal data from states, raising privacy and surveillance concerns.
Social Security Administration, SSA. The SSA has been criticized for overpayments totaling $21.6 billion in a single year, with some recipients being asked to repay tens of thousands of dollars years later. There are also documented cases of fraudulent disability claims, identity theft, and benefits paid to deceased individuals. It's ridiculous blaming the elites for the economy like some cursed oracle locked in a marble tower and they are the sole gatekeepers.
But the truth? It's your neighbours, the ones flipping houses like pancakes, hoarding like dragons, while the impoverished are the ones buying these complexes for the corporations. So now, evidently they've got a monopoly on housing also.
So the corporations use the housing authority to nose their way into our homes and our metadata. And somehow mortgage lenders are the new community lawmakers with their capital policy-driven housing regulation.
And that, my friends, is called oligarchical fascism. There's no way around it. This didn't just happen overnight. It's been unfolding since 2005. So no, you can't pin it all on this administration like it's some sudden glitch. The system didn't break, it calcified.
The economy isn't conjured, it's constructed. Every purchase, every silence, every shrug is a brick. And we're all laying the foundation.
Redistribution without reinvestment is like starting a revolution when you have no plans or ideas on how to actually fix the system.
Doge didn't just bark, he blew the whistle. HUD, SNAP and Social Security weren't just safety nets, they were leaking ships. And while the masses blamed the captains, Doge pointed to the crew, the passengers, and the silent saboteurs below deck. Tonight's takeaway: if you're blaming the rich while robbing the poor, you're not a revolutionary, you're just bad at math. And remember, reinvestment isn't charity, it's survival.
Even for the elite.
But especially for the rest.
Give those buttons a tappy poo. You can join us on the Who Cares News as we bash headliners on an apolitical adventure through the eyes of the modern Gnostic. This is Grad Fawkes.
And I'm co-pilot, your AI companion. May your perspectives remain rooted.
And your expansion an eternally positive addition to the universe.